Eggs are a very important staple in our household, and we have a lot of first-time gardeners that are doing gardening this year. We want to show them how they can use eggshells into their garden. And so in this video, we're going to put in our Organic Gardeners for Beginners series, and we're going to show them how to use with eggshells. And we're going to start right now. What's going on, YouTube Gardener? This is your boy Sydney from the Naked Gardener channel. In this video, we're going to show you how to use your eggshells for your garden. Now, we do a lot of these types of garden tips on our channel, so if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss an upload. Now, a lot of times we use eggs in our dishes, especially on the weekends when we have time to make breakfast and stuff. And these have a lot of calciums, which is going to help you out for your nightshades, like your tomatoes, your peppers, your eggplants, and your okras, to keep preventing them from getting any type of blossom end rot. So we're going to show you how you can make these regular ingredients like eggshells into a fertilizer. So let's get rolling. All right, before we get to use any of these eggshells, we're going to have to kill off any of the pathogens or bacteria that may have any type of residue in here. There's two ways you can do that. You can put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes, but since we have a lot of these, what we are going to do is we're going to bake these a slow bake at a temperature of 200 degrees, and we're going to do it for 20 minutes. So all you have to do is just put them on a little sheet pan. This is totally optional, where if you want to put like aluminum foil, parchment paper, wax paper, whatever it may be, that just prevents it from, if you have any of these eggshells that leaks on there, keep it from sticking on there. So we're just going to put all of these eggshells on the pan right here, put it in the oven, let it bake for about 20 minutes. Once it pops out the oven, we're going to put it in our coffee grinder, food processor, whatever way that you need to get it at. And you want to get it as fine as possible. Now, eggshells are a very good source of fertilizer for your garden because they have a good source of calcium. And calcium is going to help prevent the blossom end rot for your nightshade plants. Like I said, that's going to be your okra, your tomatoes, your peppers, and your eggplants. And it has a small dosage of nitrogen and a small dosage of magnesium, which is going to help with your fertilizer as into the garden. However, your plants won't be able to take it up right away unless you add a vinegar into there, and that way you can use it as a foliage spray. That way you'll be able to take up all the calcium, the small amount of nitrogen, and the small amount of magnesium. And it also has about anywhere from about 27 trace minerals, trace elements that they can use into your garden soil, so that way the plants will be able to take up those and help build your plants as a healthy source plant that help kind of fight off any type of aphids or diseases, stuff like that. So once the timer goes off in there, we're going to show you how we're going to grind it up and show you 4 possible ways that you can add the eggshells into your garden source if you're trying to be organic. Alright, so we got these out the oven. All of it is dried out. So now all we need to do is put some of these eggshells in here, and want to get them as fine as possible to create a smaller surface area for it to either break down, and to show you other ways that we can use them in our garden. So we're just going to take about a handful of these. They're kind of warm. And then we're just going to pulse it down till it gets almost to a powdery substance. Then once you open up the lid, you want to be mindful of the dust that you're going to be coming out of this container here, or food processor, whatever way that you want to do it. If you don't have one of these, you can put them in like in a plastic bag, get your rolling pin, and just smushing them, roll them out to get them as fine as possible as you can. So we're going to post some of these eggs Put them in here, grind them down, put them in the bag, and just keep on doing that till we get all of them done, and then we're going to show you what we do in the garden. All right, so we had to go with the bigger food processor for the simple fact that that coffee grinder was just too small for the amount of the eggs that we were doing. You could use, like I said, you could use whatever means necessary to grind up your eggshells. So we're just going to use this. We're going to pulse it till it gets into a fine powdery like we did on the other coffee grinder, and then we'll show you how to use it. Alright, so we're in the garden. We're going to show you 4 simple, easy applications that you can use these crushed eggshells for in your garden. The first one is what a lot of people say that you could use eggshells for to prevent slugs and snails in chewing up your plants. And you want to put it in very thick. So I'm going to show you how thick you want to do it. Because if you just put it in there where it's just slightly broken down, it's not going to really do anything. So if you do it like this, put it like a thick layer around your plant, and this is a Swiss chard. That way the snails and slugs will have a very hard time to crawling over across on here. So I'm just going to show you how we do this on this bed, and this is very organic. Alright, the second application you can use your crushed eggshells for is for the help allow the grit. It's going to provide a grit for your worms, whether you're using earthworms, decomposing worms, whatever type of worms that you're using for to break down your material, your compost worms. And we have several beds that we have, especially like this in bed worm bin and the worm tower and our worm pile over there. We're just basically going to add about a handful of this inside of here, so that way when the worms start chewing it up, and they're using this eggshell as grit to help break down that food solid. So we're just going to do, like I said, just a handful. Mix it all in. Way you can use these eggshells is basically as a soil amendment. Now when you're using these as a soil amendment, you got to remember, like I said, they won't be able to take up the nutrients right away unless you add a vinegar, make it kind of like a slurry. So we're starting to notice some flowering in these okras, and with okras they can be susceptible to blossom end rot along with some of these peppers. So all you got to do is just do like a tablespoon of these into like a 5 to 7 gallon container like this, or per plant, whatever it may be, and then just mix it in. I'll show you right here. So we just do like a handful, spread it out around there, and then we'll just mix it into the soil. So that way, since we have it very fine like this, it's going to break down a lot easier. And then anywhere, depending on how fine you break up the eggshells, it could take anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months, and then it'll be able to break down into the soil, and then the plant will be able to take it up from there. So these are going to probably start popping off pretty soon. As you can see, our grand cat here is interested in about the eggshells. And so that way we're going to do some of these pepper plants as well, because we notice some of them are going to been getting a little bit blossom end rot. We'll probably do a slurry and then spray the leaves on these, so that way it'll be able to take up the calcium immediately. And then next we'll show you the fourth and final step, how you can use these eggshells. The last application you can use your eggshell is basically for your compost. With your compost, you can use just about any type of food waste that it needs to be, besides any type of meat, dairy products. Eggshells is going to give you that extra boost of calcium, for that way when it finally breaks down, your soil and your compost that you're able to transfer and use it for whatever that you need to use it for will be able to allow the plants to take it up almost instantly. So for something like this, we'll probably just use the rest of this, and then we'll mix it up, turn it up, turn the all this compost in, add some water to it, let it get up to the about the temperature again, and then anywhere from, like I said, about a month to 3 months, we'll be able to use this compost. We'll be doing another video to show you how we're going to start this compost from start, because right now this is just straight grass that's been here, and we're going to show you how you can do your compost real fast. Hopefully we'll be able to get it done within anywhere from 30 days to 60 days, so that way when it comes to fall, we'll be able to start using this compost for our fall garden. So like I said, we do a lot of these types of videos. We'll put a playlist above here. If you're new to the channel, you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss an upload. Until the next video, let's grow together.